I'm Awilda Oxios. I want to welcome you to this event. It's the Hill, and this is on Chestnut Street in Springfield, and we are celebrating artists today. We have an exhibition going on. This is the gallery that they have set up Fridays and Saturdays, and also on Sundays. I would like to show you some of my paintings and explain them to you. I work in three-dimensional media. This one is called Here We Are, and it's the 5 ethnic groups. And if you notice that each one of them, the hair is it's a three-dimensional, comes out of the canvas, and that's accomplished with paper towel and flour, like a paper mache method. And this one here is called Green Flamenco. It's on wood, and this also has a three-dimensional effect, which is a paper mache on wood. And my paints, the paints I use are acrylic. And this one is called Eyes Closed for Jesus, and it's also depicting the five cultural colors, I should say, ethnicities. And what we have here today is an exhibit of art, and eventually this will evolve into a bigger project, but right now we're trying to expose art to the community, and we know we have open mic, there's music, it's not just art, there's different types of creativity that's exposed here. But if you're interested, you can stop by, and this is a great venue for anyone who's looking to express their artistic side.
Hi, my name is Phoebe Stewart. I'm a Vista for Nehemiah Ministries, and I started working in Springfield in February on a project called the Pulse Art Space with Shiloh Bradshaw. And we had a kind of dream to be in this spot, and we worked really hard to try to stimulate arts in the Apremont Triangle area. And our connection with the City Church, which is the underwriter of the Hill, began with adopting Apremont Triangle, which is just a piece of grass that we raked and got together and had picnics on and started playing music outside. And we found that the City Church, that has the values of truth, beauty, community, and service, really jived with what we were trying to do as well. And I began attending the City Church, and I've actually become a member there and am part of this church plant. But in conjunction with that, I'm still working for Nehemiah Ministries on this project. And we began a studio upstairs in another section of this building after developing a relationship with Leon Charcudian and Fred Rowe, the owners of this building, who've owned this building for a long time, and it's been vacant and dormant. But it has a lot of potential. So we fixed up the space upstairs as a cooperative studio for people who want to create artwork and may not have enough money to have their own studio, or just need a collaborative space to create work. We work on projects where we help artists exhibit artwork, and as a part of that, we had talked to Leon about using this front window of Blodgett's to display some artwork, and Awilda was our first artist. And because her artwork was in the window over December, some of the street traffic that went by, one of the persons was Jeremiah P. Scannell, and he saw our sign, and he came upstairs, and he told me that he was a local artist, and he was interested in what we were doing. So he's a prime example of the kind of thing we want to do. Jeremiah's a Springfield resident. He's never had a show before, and you can see his work is really cheerful, and it's of Springfield, and it just shows Springfield in a really loving light the way that we see Springfield and want other people to see Springfield. So it was really a joy to have him come and join us for this exhibit. So we helped him, he brought us his work, and we helped him get together with the city church and with us. And so here you see his first exhibit. And actually, one of the other artists in this exhibit, Kristen, the photographer on the other side of the wall, she's never had an exhibit before either, and she's a Springfield resident. So it's just a real joy to have the first real exhibit that Pulse coordinated be connected to so many of the people in Springfield and the artists of Springfield who love this place and want to make it better, and to be connected to the city church that has the same vision.
So my name is Matt Derderian, and this is my friend Anthony Wirth right here. We are from the City Church and from the Hill. And Anthony, well, I guess the Hill is a music and art venue. We really value musical and artistic expression, and we want to be a blessing to the city of Springfield. And it's actually put on, completely organized, run, and funded by the City Church. And Anthony's going to tell you a little bit about the City Church right now.
Yeah, well, the City Church is really, our goal is to be a diverse community of individuals really seeking to reveal the beauty of God to the city of Springfield and to seek the welfare of the city by blessing it. And one of the ways that we see blessing the city of Springfield is by pooling all of the talent and creativity and people that God has blessed with abilities to put on display what He is doing through individuals. And so we want to pull all those people together, and we want to be able to show the world, and especially to show Springfield, the beauty of God. And so that's what we're doing here. But our main goals are really to show the truth of who God is, to show His beauty, to serve the city, and also to build community. And the primary ways that we want to do that are through the Hill, which is a venue that Matt will tell you about more in a second, and also through what we call gospel communities. And those meet during the week, where people gather together for dinner and have conversation and prayer and just talk through life and get to know one another. And then the other avenue that we see fulfilling this way of bringing about a community in Springfield is through the Hill. So what's the Hill about?
Well, we really believe in God the Creator. We believe that He has created us to be creative beings just like He is. So we want to give the city of Springfield a place where they can come and experience these creative talents and abilities that others have, and also share their own talents and abilities with the world. Some of the ways that we do that are through musical performances. We book bands here. We have open mic nights where anybody can just walk in off the street and perform whatever they want to perform. We do a lot of art shows, like you saw earlier today. A few local artists are displaying their work here today. We also are looking to get into music lessons and art lessons, and we have a few musicians and artists on hand who are willing to give that kind of time and effort into teaching.
Well, there's reason behind what we do. I mean, there's reason even behind the name The Hill.
Yeah.
The reason that we're called The Hill is kind of threefold. First, we're on a little hill in Apremont, and Apremont, this is reason number two, Apremont actually means before the hill. So there's geographical reasons, but the primary reason we titled the venue The Hill is because Jesus in Matthew chapter 5, in one of the most famous passages in Scripture called the Sermon on the Mount, he says to his people, to his church, you are a city on a hill that can't be hidden. And our church is the City Church because we see ourselves as those people that God was talking to. And we meet at the hill. We're on the hill. And the reason Jesus was saying that to those people was because they knew being travelers and being people who would set up cities in different locations, they knew that the best places that they could go would be a place where there was water, a place where there were roads with significant transportation, and also places on hills because they provided security. So Jesus was essentially saying to these people, like, you are a people that can't be hidden. You're going to light up the whole world, and not only that, but I'm giving you one of the best places that there is. And so God takes his church and he says, you're not just a location, you're a people. And the city church is really made of people and not perimeters. That's kind of our tagline, and that's what we want to build here in Springfield. And the main avenue is through the Hill and Gospel Communities. The city church meets here at the Hill every Sunday morning at 11, and everybody's invited.
Just another note on the community aspect. Community is something we greatly value. We believe that God himself is a communal God living in three people, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Now, we also want to expand that in our own lives. So we're doing these events to create and develop the community around us. Also, in addition to these concerts and open mic nights, we're just going to be throwing parties every once in a while. Like tomorrow night we have a Super Bowl party. So we're going to be watching it on the big screen behind us. That's probably not down right now. It's not down right now. But it will be tomorrow night on the projector. And we plan on having movie nights here. We plan on showing films and watching TV any night of the week. So if you're walking by and you see anybody lounging on couches through these windows, feel free to stop in because we're welcoming everybody.
Definitely. Definitely.
Hi everyone, my name is Marian Guzman, or you can call me Mimi. We're here in our new studio that's part of Pulse here in Springfield, Mass, sharing some of the local artists from the area in Springfield. And it's just a blessing really to be able to have this place so the artists can come and exhibit and show a piece of what Springfield is all about. Every day we hear about all the negative stuff, but we don't get to see any of the beauty within Springfield, and we have just a small piece of that here. And I would love to welcome you to come down and visit and see. We're going to have all kinds of art, not just visual, but we plan on bringing art as far as musically, poetry. We have open mic, just a lot of wonderful things to really show that Springfield is such a beautiful place and that we all have one strong belief in our Heavenly Father, and that He just really brings out all the creativity within us, and that we have so much to share as humans, just, you know, on different levels. This particular artist here, his name is Nathan Ori. He has just a small piece of his art, and this has been really popular, this Starbucks coffee piece. And a lot of people, when you look at it, you just kind of notice the Starbucks itself. But when you look a little closer, it has some glow in the dark in it, and it actually has some printing in it that you would see that it has a certain word. And I'm not going to tell you what it is. You're just going to have to come down here at some point and check it out and read and see what it is. And at some point, we plan on having a full whole gala of his art along with most artists that are in here. So I'm just really hoping that you'll come down and check us out, come and support us some way, shape, or form. If you're an artist yourself, come call us at Pulse. We also have a website, and we'll hopefully see you here.
So this is Shiloh Bradshaw. He's the executive director of the Springfield Pulse Art Space and the original visionary for this project. And when I met him, I didn't think I knew anything about art or really thought that I was interested in art, but I get it now. And so I'm really pleased to be a part of this project and in blessing the city through artwork and through showing God through artwork. and we'd like to show you upstairs. Shiloh likes to talk about the community, so as we walk, we might stop some places.
So we're gonna head upstairs into the Pulse studio. We're just gonna head around the block here. And here's Justin, a friend of the Hill.
And another city church member,
Yep.
brother.
You're being
See ya.
filmed if you don't know, so. So this is one of my favorite corners and intersections in the whole city. This is called the Apremont Triangle, and the reason we are in this, have chosen this location, this building, is we feel like it's a really strategic place in the heart of the city, and I'm sliding down here. So we have Pearl Street, we have the Triangle, and we have Chestnut Street here to the left. So the reason why we've chosen this,
And that's the Apremont Triangle that I was talking about before that we originally adopted.
so the reason we've chosen this this building and this location, if you look down to my right here, if you look down there, all the way down at the end of this street, you have the Cultural Center of Springfield. You have the museums, the Quadrangle, the Art Museum, and then if you come down a little ways, you have the new Springfield History Museum. Then you have mixed income housing. You have elderly housing. You have these apartments here. If you go down about 1 block or 2 blocks, you have the business district. You have a very diverse community that owns these condos here. If you go down and around on Worthington Street about a quarter of a mile, you have the shelters. And then if you head up just 1 block, you have more mixed income housing, you have prison release, you have a home for mentally disabled, and then you also have a lot of bus stops, school bus stops for children. So right here at this intersection, every type of people group that lives in Springfield converges onto this intersection, this neighborhood. And really what we want to do with Pulse is through the arts, we want to build a diverse community, bring people across the socioeconomic spectrum and build those social bridges so that we can get to know one another and really create a wonderful life that God intended us to share right here in the city of Springfield.
So this is the Bernie building, and it's owned by Leon Charkoudian. It was built in 1924, and it was originally a Chrysler dealership, I think. And as I've been here more and more these past couple of months, I've met people who have commented about the activity that used to be here and the way things used to be. And everybody always seems excited to think that there might be something new going on here. And that's really what we'd like to see. Nehemiah is named Nehemiah because of the book of Nehemiah in the Bible, and that's the book where Nehemiah went back to rebuild the city, and he did it gate by gate, and he enlisted the people of the city to rebuild the section where they live. So we kind of feel that way about this building and the people in this building, and we're sort of forming a community of people who have businesses here and would like, more activity here. So Karun is one of the first tenants. She's actually Leon's daughter, and she has a yoga studio. And next door to her is Ron Gagney. He has a computer repair and website design business, and he's volunteered to make a website for us as a community, and we've picked a name, the Apremont Arts Community, just because we like to band together and see what we can do to help the aesthetics of the building, and what we can do as a group together to make our businesses grow and cooperate that way. Down this hall is a musician. I'm sorry, I can't remember his last name right now, but his name is Jim, and he actually does some recording in his studio. He plays 80s cover music and says that pays the bills, but he also has a really sweet Irish folk band that I hear practicing down the hall sometimes too, which is really nice. And so there are a few other tenants in the building. This is our studio. It begins here. This is our closet. This is our studio, and the next door is my office. But we can walk down the hall, and I'll show you who else is here first before we go in. There's an architect who's been here for years and years. He works out of this building. And then down the hall to the left, at the very end of the hall, there's a new business called One Star. They're closed today, but you can see how many rooms there are and how many opportunities there are for people to move in here. But One Star does music production, so they have a sound booth and they have musicians come in and play one at a time, and then they mix their music and put it on CD for a charge, and they're a fairly new resident too. So altogether, there's about half a dozen of us now doing something up here together. And it's really kind of cool the way it's grown. We have tea together, and we've helped each other move furniture and paint, and when I'm here late, I'm really happy that the guys are down the hall and I'm not alone, and it's really kind of a nice thing that's going on. You want to bring them in through the studio? Esther, turn that off, please. So this is our art studio, and this was the first room that we rehabbed, and it was dark, and the ceiling was falling in, and it was dirty and dusty and kind of drab. But we pulled up the floor and put down new flooring and painted the walls and have created a space that we'd like to share with artists.
There will be several things that happen in this particular space here. One, we're going to offer art classes on a sliding scale for various different mediums. Again, offered on a sliding scale so that they're affordable to anybody and everybody. The second thing is we also want to just be able to have open public studio sessions, so anybody can come in. People that are participating in the classes, just the general public, can come in and just have a space to explore their own creativity, and just have a project they're working on and come in with, and spend some extra time exploring that. And then also collaborative studio space. We can make arrangements with an artist that may not be able to afford their own studio space, or may only need a very limited amount of time in a space, and we can make this space available for them to use as their own for a certain amount of hours, in exchange for a certain portion of rent, or a certain amount of hours contributed to the mission and vision of what we're doing, such as teaching art classes or gallery sitting, or any one of the number of things that we'll be doing.